All righty. And so I guess Beth or Andrea, if you want to get us started here, can you guys see the slides?
No, there haven't been any slides up yet.
That's because I'm not sharing my screen. Thank you for that.
Okay, there
One
we
little
go.
click, that's all it takes.
There we go. All right. Well, I guess we'll get started since we have a lot of the board that are speaking and some committee people. So I will jump right into it. Welcome, everybody. This is an official meeting of the Society of Women Environmental Professionals, Greater Philadelphia chapter. And I'm not sure how we establish a quorum, but I'm going to say we have a quorum. Don't you agree, Marie?
With 38 people, I think so.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good turnout from the people that have registered. So anyway, as Marie said, the information will be available to everybody after the fact. I know some people's schedules changed, and so they had requested that. So here we go. Just a big announcement, which you'll hear a few other times during our discussions today, but this year is our 30th anniversary of our of the Greater Philadelphia chapter. And so we're going to be looking to bring that up and celebrate that over the next year, because it is quite a big milestone. My name is Beth Davison Hyde. I'm a co-chair along with Andrea DeCola, who will be making more formal introductions for the board of directors. And I'd like to call the meeting to order. I want to start out with our next slide, which is actually, let me go through the agenda really quickly. Sorry about that, Marie, if you don't mind going back. So I'm just going to do some really quick general things. Then Andrea is going to take over with an introduction of the board of directors and committees. And then Sonia is going to jump in with a treasurer report, which I think you'll find very interesting. And then we're going to jump right into the committee reports. So the Touchstone Committee co-chairs will give you a little look back to 2024, and then also some insight into 2025. Then Laurel will jump in to discuss the Scholarship and Grants Committee, and then the Programs Committee. Dwight and Lindsay will talk about what's going on and in store for the Programs Committee and what we covered last year. And then the Membership Committee, Amanda will share some information about that committee. And then Marie will jump in about the Outreach Committee, which includes quite a few things, which she'll discuss further. And then we'll wrap it up with our Diversity and Inclusion Committee, and hopefully Valerie is on. I know she's on vacation, so we'll look forward to hearing that presentation. So next slide.
Yeah, I think Valerie said, or I talked with Valerie and I was going to cover her slides for today.
Oh, okay, okay, very good. Okay. Next slide, please. Okay, so for those that aren't familiar, this is our mission statement. So the organization, now 30 years old, we've actually modified over time our mission statement, and it's something that will continue to be refreshed as time goes on, but it was established to encourage and promote the leadership, achievement, and professional development of women in the environmental professions. Also to provide an informal setting for women in the profession to meet and share substantive information and work experiences, and to establish a communications exchange. And then to educate members on new developments and current trends in the environmental field, which we do through our programs. And then to encourage and promote the development of business relationships. And I, for one, and I'm sure Sonia and Andrea and anybody on the board, and those of you who have been past board members and also longer term SWEP members will agree that it's, we develop wonderful friendships through this organization, which I cherish. And then finally, to encourage and promote public service in the environmental field. And I think in particular, Laurel's discussions will highlight what that means for the group. Next. The member benefits, which I'm not going to cover in any detail, but they're there for your perusal after the fact. This and the next group, I think Amanda's going to cover in her discussion for the membership committee. So I'm going to turn it over at this point to Andrea to introduce the board.
Good afternoon, everybody. At this point, I will introduce the board members of SWEP Greater Philadelphia Chapter 2025. We will start with Beth Davison Hyde, who just spoke. She is the co-chair of the Greater Philadelphia Chapter of SWEP. She was the Touchstone recipient in 2015. She's been a member of SWEP since 2000. She's been a member of the Grants and Scholarships Committee, past chair of Touchstones, current officer of SWEP National and the founding SWEP organization. She's a past steering committee member of SWEP New Jersey and is the director of business development at Rue Associates in Logan Township. Next is me, Andrea DiCola. I am co-chair with Beth of the Greater Philadelphia Chapter of SWEP. I've been a member of SWEP for over 10 years, active on the board of directors and several committees for 5 years. Past Touchstones chair, current co-chair for Touchstones 2025, membership committee and programs committee. I am a senior account manager with Eurofins Lancaster Laboratories. Next, we have Sonia Ward, who is the current treasurer of the Greater Philadelphia Chapter of SWEP and directing officer of SWEP National, our founding organization. Sonia has been a member of SWEP Greater Philadelphia for 30 years and has served as a past SWEP Greater Philadelphia co-chair. Sonia is the current co-chair of Touchstones 2025. She's also past gala chair of New Jersey SWEP and a member of the New Jersey SWEP Steering Committee. Sonia is operations manager, principal hydrogeologist at Tetra Tech in White House Station, New Jersey. Marie Forney is our current secretary of the Greater Philadelphia Chapter of SWEP, chair of the Outreach Committee, which includes the website and the newsletter, and she's a past member of Grants and Scholarships Committee. Marie is a senior engineer at AECOM in Conshohocken, PA, and has been a member of SWEP since 2018. Laurel Klein is a current board member and chair of the Scholarships and Grants Committee for the last 3 years. Laurel has been involved with SWEP since 2019 after graduating from Stockton University. And Laurel is a project scientist at SLR Consulting in Philadelphia, PA. Valerie Coughlin is a board member and chair of the DEI Committee. Valerie is an environmental manager with Clean Earth in Philadelphia. Kristen Brandel Wheeler is a longtime board member, past chair of Touchstones Committee, and she's very active on programs and Touchstones. She is an account executive with Pace Analytical based out of Philadelphia. Next is Amanda Schneider. She's a board member since 2024 and the current chair of our membership committee. Amanda is a professional engineer and president of ePhase, which is a Howell engineering company. Up next, we have the Programs Committee. I'm actually the board liaison for the Technical and Social Programs Committee. Dwight Hoster and Lindsay Chatterton have assumed the reins of the Technical and Social Committee from Amy Martin, who recently rolled off the board. Dwight Hoster is a quality assurance chemist at Environmental Standards and has supported Amy Martin in her capacity as programs head. Lindsay Chatterton began assisting with organizing social events for the Programs Committee, teamed with Dwight to lead this committee. She is a project assessor at Partner Engineering and Science. On the topic of the Programs Committee, I would like to acknowledge Amy Martin, who rolled off the board this year. She was the immediate past chair of the Programs Committee, head of website and newsletter, and chair of the 2024 Touchstones Committee. Even though we are virtual, I would like to have a round of applause and appreciation of all her many contributions over her time on the board. Thank you, Amy. Yay.
Hi, I'm Sonia Ward. I am the treasurer for SWEP Greater Philadelphia, And we have a positive bank account, which is always important at the end of December 2024. The one thing that you'll see when you're looking at this sheet, I'm not going to read out numbers for you, but that our revenue, our total revenue for 2024 is less than our total expenditures. And that is something that we're going to be working on very specifically over 2025. We're not in any difficulty because we did have a positive bank balance going in to the year. But anytime that you look at your financials, whether they be your personal finances or your organizations or businesses finances, anytime you see even like a $2,000 difference, you need to focus on and look at how you're spending your money. So that is something that the board is having discussions about, and we'll be going through and to identify how we can, either bring in more money, buy more events, or perhaps cut our costs in some way without changing any of the services or the things that we do as SWEP Greater Philadelphia. So I'm going to open it up to questions for anybody. Okay. Beth, Andrea, as co-chairs, do you have anything to add to that?
I do. I will say that Sonia has done a wonderful job getting our finances in a fashion that we can actually transfer to the next treasurer as time goes on, because a lot of information, you just took a lot of digging, and she's developed a program that makes everything so much clearer and really helped us come to terms with where we are financially and looking ahead. She's come up with some great solutions and ideas. Thank you, Sonia.
And Beth, thank you for the segue. One of the things that I wanted to mention on the call today is that I am looking for a co-treasurer to work with me over the next year, 2 years, so that I will have somebody to transfer this to, and they will be educated. And it also is a director position, a board position. So it's a great way to get involved. It's, like I said, I've been working to get things into a system that makes it easier for all of us and easier for us to generate reports for the monthly meetings. So if you are interested, I'm going to drop my email in the chat box, and I would appreciate it if you'd reach out. Otherwise, I have some ideas, and I'll be reaching out to some folks.
Thank you. I think we have Laurel next. Touchstone's next. Forgive me. Touchstone's next. Andrea?
My apologies, Beth. I do not have anything on the touchstones for today.
Okay. Well,
Sonia, do you have anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Well,
what
go
we
to the
can
next
say
slide. Go to the next slide.
Yeah, but we can talk about the 2024 Touchstone Award party, which was at World Cafe Live. Our theme was Rooted in Strength, celebrating women who cultivate the future of environmental excellence. And our recipient was Rebecca Buchanan of AECOM. We had a wonderful keynote speaker, Grace Stanke, who works for Constellation Energy and was also a former Miss America. She's a nuclear engineer and was very compelling. We also had our scholarship recipients and grants awards, which Laura will talk about in a moment. And we raised $30,000 for the event from 37 sponsors, which many of them were new to us, which is fantastic. and 120 people or so came out. So we got good feedback on it and great networking. And what's the next slide? I don't know what the next slide is. So looking forward to the next Touchstone Award reception. We are very interested in developing a more robust committee, a larger committee. So if you're interested, I seem to be asking a lot of people if they're interested to volunteer. The great thing about Touchstone Awards is it's a great on-ramp. I think that the first Touchstone Awards I went to, or the first event I went to, I helped people, direct people to the bathroom and the coat room. So you can volunteer on any level, from, checking people in to helping us develop sponsors. If that's not your bag, then, you could help with, planning the event, maybe table decorations. We have so many roles that you could get involved with and at any level of time that you feel comfortable with. So just want to encourage people to raise your hand if you're interested, or send an email to me if you're interested. And the other thing is that we are in the process of figuring out how we're going to celebrate our 30th anniversary. And that could be either as an add-on to the current reception, Touchstone reception, or it might be something completely separate. So stay tuned. We haven't really dug into that yet, but we're excited to celebrate, 30 years of being a powerful organization in the greater Philadelphia area. Thanks.
I have one question. This is Eileen Snyder. Hi. For Touchstones 2025, will this be held in the suburbs? Or the alternating city suburbs dynamic?
You're on mute, Sonia.
Oops. Good thing you could see me so you could know that I was on mute. We haven't talked about that yet. And, that is something to consider, is where we're having it. And we know it'll be probably in November, because that's when we normally hold it. But that's really the only thing we know at this point. But I'm guessing that you're raising your hand, asking us to consider having something that's a little bit closer to the suburbs. Am I right, Eileen?
Yes, and I also wondered if there was a cost differential between city and suburbs. In looking back at our past history of not only the expenditures, but the collections.
So my Touchstone Awards event knowledge and experiences from many years ago, before, last year. So I will tell you that when we were doing them, the thing that is cheaper usually is the venue and the food, which make up the majority rather of the costs. And I would definitely say that out in the suburbs, you can get a little bit cheaper.
I know, Sonia, just to jump in here,
Yeah.
and Andrea, and if Amy's in the group, I think we got a really good deal with Cafe Live, and certainly the food and everything, and it worked out so well the first time that we did it a second time. So I know if you look back at the ones that was done in St. David's, at that venue, that was quite expensive compared to, Philadelphia. So it really is venue specific, I would say. And so Eileen or others that are, that might be something, if you have suggestions of venues, we could definitely, we would love the input. Thank you.
And I know that, when we were looking for venues the last couple of years, we typically rotate between, like, one year it'll be in the city, the next year it'll be in the suburbs, then the city, then the suburbs. But we had it two years in a row at World Cafe Live, which obviously is in the city, but it wasn't too far in the city, so we, it wasn't very inconvenient for a lot of people. We always try to find the best deal that the place can give. I think when we had the Touchstones at the Valley Forge Park, it was catering, but we picked certain packages that they had, and I believe we brought our own alcohol. So there are ways that we work as a committee to try to keep the cost of the event down wherever we're having it. If that's
Sure.
helpful at all to know.
Thank you. Any more discussion? Otherwise, we should move on to Laurel.
All right, I'll take that as a no. My name is Laurel. I am the chair of the Scholarships and Grants Committee. We had another amazing year, so let's just get right into it. Next slide, please. This is our 2024 Touchstone Award group picture with our scholarship winners. From left to right, we have Olya, Elaine, Ashley, and Lily. Both of those, Ashley and Lily, are 2024 scholarship recipients, and then myself. This is our group picture at the award ceremony where we awarded both Ashley and Lily a $3,000 grant, $3,000 scholarship for, and also at the Touchstone Awards ceremony, we awarded 2 grant recipients from a pool of $5,000. That was the Fairmount Waterworks Interpretive Center and Berks Nature. Fairmount Waterworks had a really inspiring presentation where they discussed what the money went towards for their after school summer program, and the children that were directly benefited from that program with kayaking and water quality studies. Next slide, please. For our scholarships for 2025, we will be offering a 3rd scholarship. This will go to undergraduate students and in the junior and senior levels that are especially looking for graduate level scholarships. And we will be offering our same as the 2024, our 2 $3,000 graduate scholarships. Both of these opportunities are open, so please go to our website to check for the details, and they are closing shortly. So make sure that you are checking all the details, checking the requirements on our website, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. The programs will be closing midnight on May 16th, so you have plenty of time to still spread the word, share our LinkedIn posts, share our email newsletter blasts, and just get as many people talking about it as possible. Our criteria did update from last year, so please make sure that you are checking the website for all of the details to apply. We are always looking for volunteers to review the scholarships and grants applications. So if you have any questions as far as assisting with the reviews and being a part of our organization, please reach out to me as well. Sonia, do you have a question, or are you?
I do. I do. I was just making sure that there was only supposed to be, under graduate scholarships, there's only supposed to be the $3,000 graduate. There's not supposed to be anything by the one, right?
There is not supposed to be anything by the one. In my
Okay.
draft, the one was removed. So that must have been a carryover error. But yes,
That's okay.
there's one $3,000 undergraduate scholarship and 2 $3,000 graduate scholarships. So there are more opportunities for graduate level. We are reopening the undergraduate this year to try and reach a different pool of people who are interested in our membership, as well as looking for opportunities to connect after they graduate. I know myself, I do not have a graduate level degree, so it was important for me to open this opportunity up to undergraduate level students who are looking to go right into the workforce after graduation. Next slide, please. For our grants this year, we are continuing with the same pool price. We are opening our 2025 grant opportunity from a pool of $5,000. That would be divided based on the requirements of those summer projects. Please check our website for all of the details and requirements. That application is also open for submittal and will be closing on April 25th. That is the week of Earth Day. So we will be closing at the week of Earth Day to make decisions on how monetary awards will be divided out on and around May 9th, so that we still honor that summer program opportunity, but wait a little bit longer so that we can get more applicants and also spread the word a little bit better. We want to make sure that this opportunity is open in the winter to apply, and then have the monetary awards sent out prior to the Touchstone Award ceremony. Beth, do you have a question?
It's not so much of a question. I just wanted to congratulate you and the committee on doing such a great job the last few years. Your leadership has been remarkable. And I also wanted to say that, we're always looking for donations for both scholarship and grants. So we try to do a lot with sponsorships on our programs, and especially Touchstones, to raise money for these worthwhile opportunities.
Yes, exactly. Last year we were awarded, we were gifted several donations that went directly towards the scholarships or grants, depending on how they were requested, we be received. So that went directly into our pools to be divided out, and it definitely had an impact in the ability for us to extend those scholarships to another undergraduate level person. And it really opens the opportunity for us to continue with our work. So thank you for all of our donations from last year as well. If you have any questions about joining the scholarship and grant committee, please reach out to me. I would be happy to include you in our emails for upcoming meetings. We always need reviewers. That's typically something that our work is geared up towards once in the month period, and we make decisions and review applications for scholarships and then grants. So that's how we'll be working out. And if you have any interest in one or the other or both, just let me know. I'd be happy to send you those invites.
Any further questions?
Yeah, that's all I have for scholarships and grants. If you have any questions, I'm available.
Hi, Laurel, it's Eileen Snyder. Are you listing these scholarships on FastWeb to promote them?
I am not familiar with FastWeb. I am trying, what I have done is reached out to other newsletter type activities like Green Philly. That's a newsletter, but I will search what FastWeb is and
Yeah,
make
it's
sure.
it's a scholarship website, and students can go on there, undergrad or graduates, and put in like keywords, like, okay, I'm a PA state resident or something like that, a type of program. So it's really a critical tool to get the word out.
I appreciate that. What we've been doing in past years and this year as well is creating a list of schools and universities that have minors or majors in environmental science or associated and then contacting the individual professors or organizations that have scholarships that make it available to their students. So I have a Excel spreadsheet of all of the schools that meet our criteria with the professors that I can directly send our newsletters to. That has been working, but you definitely tend to see more schools respond to our applications than others if that professor is not checking their emails, or maybe our emails might go to their spam box. So having those conversations, we've organized different committee members to contact specific schools so that we can get as much feedback and content sharing as possible, but I'll definitely check FastWeb in the future.
Great. Thanks, Laurel. Programs Committee is next. I don't know if Lindsay or Dwight is going to be kicking us off.
I do want to mention too that we are just a little over halfway through our hour time slot here, but we're not even halfway through the slides. So just an FYI for timing.
Okay. Hey, Dwight, are you there?
I guess it helps if I turn my mic on. So I think everybody knows Andrea DeCola. We went through that, so we can go to the next slide. She is going to be our liaison.
Okay, well, yes, my name is Lindsay Chatterton. I've recently joined Partner Engineering as a project assessor, doing primarily a lot with due diligence. And I've attended a couple of SWEP events in the past, and officially joined in July of last year, and then helped with the social and technical committee ever since. And yeah, next slide.
Hello, I am Dwight Hoster. I am a QA chemist at Environmental Standards since November 2021. I was actually roped in, as most of you probably know, as the outdoors guy. So I'm really excited to, be a part of more than just doing the outdoor events. And I really look forward to getting to know everybody a lot more. Next slide, please. We wanted to thank all the volunteers that helped to make 2024 such a great success, including obviously Amy Martin. She was a huge orchestrate of that. And as we move into the 2025 year, we are really hoping that we can get some more volunteers because, we don't get the success without you guys. So things that you can volunteer for are event development and execution. Well, they're all right here. Prepare communications for the website, social medias, finding speakers, moderators, technical and legal experts, food, vendors, sponsor solicitation and participation, post events, write up and newsletters. The list goes on and on. There's no little task that doesn't go unnoticed for us. So we really call on you guys to help make this a successful year. Next slide.
Okay, so 2024 really brought in, we had quite a few interesting events and good popular events that drew quite a lot of people, as well as brought a good amount of revenue for us. Obviously, we profited over 5,500 as far as supporting our operational expenses and our scholarships and grants. And the top events that really stood out last year was the Philadelphia Distillery Tour, Brewery Tour, the VCO Networking Happy Hour, the the PADP's update, and then the panel with the Touchstone past winners, that speaker event that we had. Some other interesting, unique events that we had that you'll find this year that will pretty much what we're going to be doing again this year. Was the Fighting Phillies game, that one, the Frick's Lock Village tour and of the Limerick nuclear power plant, the Eastern Penitentiary historic site tour, and then also another unique event that we're also doing again this year is the orienteering orienteering and happy hour event, which was organized by Coventry, which we really appreciate Coventry's help with that. But other than that, we've got those were like the top highlighted events that as far as what we've received in feedback and just based on what the what we drew in as far as a crowd and the as well as what we got in income. So next slide.
So in 2025 thus far, we've had our post-holiday joint happy hour with Beacon, which had a approximately 35 person attendance, and then our networking night at the Flyers, which had a great attendance of 45. Both of these events did really well to bring a social networking aspect for everybody who attended. And it also really kicked off the year into a good profit margin. So we are very happy with how we started out with these. And again, these were orchestrated by Amy before she left. So big shout out to her for, having such successful events. Next slide. So as we get into upcoming events, we are going to be doing or trying to be doing the same things that we did last year, maybe add a little bit more virtual lunch and learns and stuff like that. But we got great feedback from all of the in-person events, and we really want to just continue to do those types of things and make sure that we cater to what you guys really like to do and would like to see moving forward. So in Q1, we have a virtual lunch and learn on March 19th with John Oberer and Natalia Tika. They will be talking about legal and regulatory aspects of the updated New Jersey DEP groundwater quality standard. So there'll be that LSRP perspective and a legal perspective. Our next planned event is our in-city happy hour at Fringe Bar. Big thank you to Kristen for doing all the legwork for that. That is on March 20th from 5 to 7 p.m. And we hope to see a bunch of people like we did in previous years there. And then we also have the want to do some more virtual lunch and learns as we move forward, just to kind of keep these earlier months a little lighter as we get into get our feet underneath us and everything. So if you have any ideas for a virtual lunch and learn that you would like to do, or of speakers who you would like to have, by all means, please email me or Lindsay or Lindsay, and we will get it to occur. Next slide, please. Q2, we already have something planned out. We're going to be doing the Reading Phillies on Thursday, July 24th against the Binghamton Rumble Ponies, which Sonia loved when we were making this. So they are the New York Mets Double-A team. So I'm looking forward to seeing them get crushed, but that's because I'm a Phillies fan. It was a great time last year, great food, great people, and it was a firework night, as it will be this year as well. So bring your kids, and it's a great time. Next, we want to do other events like, not next slide, sorry. Next, we want to do Morris Arboretum stuff again, probably a native trees tour. That date's yet to be determined, but it's probably going to be in May. We want to do some in-city networking lunches or happy hours as well. all these things are still to be determined based on dates and locations. So if you have any suggestions, please send them our way. PFAS seminar, we are going to be doing at the Pico building. We're hoping to do that in June, I believe. But all of those kind of details are still yet to be ironed out. And then again, we want to do some suburb networking lunches and happy hours. So again, if you have any ideas, send them our way. Now, next slide. As you can tell, Q3, we plan on doing a lot. Skipping between the city, in-city and suburb networking events, we want to do an emerging contaminant seminar at Eurofins Lancaster. That date is still yet to be determined, but we did the PFAS seminar last year and it was a great turnout. The food was amazing. The panels or the speakers were amazing. The panel at the end was amazing. So we really look forward to having a great turnout for this and hope everybody is as excited as I am. We also want to do the PADEP update. It will be at the Cerro Norristown location. Again, those things are still to be ironed out. We want to do the I-95 archaeological museum tour like we did 2 years ago, I believe. That was a great turnout. I'm bringing back the Hawk Mountain hike and raptor presentation because I'm the outdoors man and it was a great time. We're hoping to do a intro to fly fishing and the Eastern Penitentiary tour as well. And we already are underway of getting the orienteering and happy hour coordinated with Coventry. So big thanks to them to do a lot of that legwork for us. Next slide. And then, Q4 is going to be a little lighter because we have, a lot of big things coming with the other programs and stuff. So again, virtual lunch and learns, in-city networking, happy hours. Please give us as many recommendations as you can. Next slide. And if we didn't kind of put this into your head already, we need your help. Again, we are not successful without your guys' help, whether it's a small thing, reaching out to people for us. We appreciate all and any help that we can get. So please feel free to email us with any ideas, anything. Just super grateful. Yes, Sonia.
I also, this is my treasurer's hat back on. Want to encourage people, if you saw an event that you would be really interested in sponsoring, or you and your company would be really interested in sponsoring, please let us know, because that is a great help to us as well. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up. Again, you'll see that everything that we do goes to our scholarship and grants. So we just hope that everything that you see you want to do, and we just appreciate everybody.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
I think next we have membership committee, Amanda Schneider.
Yes. Hi, everybody. My name's Amanda. I am the committee chair for membership. I'll try and go through this pretty quickly. Just a little bit about what the membership committee does. We facilitate any membership needs regarding annual payments, any issues they have with website and connecting onto the website. I also plan our annual membership breakfast, which we had at Founding Farmers last year. This year, we're looking to maybe find a new place. So I'm working on that, hoping to do that end of April, early May, possibly. The goals of our committee is just to bring the members together, encourage new members to join, and on the website we have access to all the data of the membership trends, how many people are joining, how many new members do we have, things like that. We can go to the next slide. So the benefits, I'll run through these not in too much detail because we have our programs committee kind of went through a lot of the programs that we do, but there are many, many events that we host, and they include a variety of things from educational events, networking events, professional development, and just social events, as well as regulatory updates, which will, go into detail of certain environmental updates in our environmental world. We also have the annual Touchstone Award, of course, that we went into detail with earlier, and the National Forum to promote education and networking amongst the different SWEP chapters. Next slide. By being a member of SWEP, you have access to many different people in different areas of the environmental field. So you have access to potential mentors in your field and the opportunity to learn about other practices in the environmental field. We provide newsletters, which give updates on our committees and what's going on with SWEP. You have opportunities. We have job postings sometimes posted up there for you to access as a member, email updates with these job openings and other opportunities. We also have the online directory on our website, which lists all the members in SWEP and their contact information. So, it's a great resource for if you ever needed somebody specifically for a certain type of thing, or you needed to find someone's information on there to contact them. That's available for all our members. As Laurel went into detail with earlier, being a member, you have opportunity to apply for the graduate and the grants, the scholarships. And of course, it's just an opportunity to shape the future of our organization by being a member and just to develop the SWEP group. So here is the list of all the fees for like the different tiers of membership. You can join as a corporate member or an individual. We have single and joint chapters because we partner with the New Jersey SWEP group. So you can, for a little bit larger fee, you can be part of both chapters and be able to go to events for both groups. The memberships, when you pay for a membership, it's good for a year starting on January 1st, regardless of when you do it. But if it's after October 1st, when you renew your membership, you'll get the end of that year plus the following year is what you're paying for. There are no automatically recurring payments, so it's important to make sure that you renew your membership. I think we have, I had the numbers up here just a minute ago. We have over 300 members. I think there's 100 something of them that have not yet renewed their membership. I'm sorry, 648 active members, 127 of which still need to renew. So if you haven't renewed yet, please make sure you do that. And then, yeah, I think that's my last slide. So if you're also interested in helping out with membership, though I think that the different other committees might need a little bit more help than we do on the membership side, but that's about all I have for you.
I did have one thing.
Yes.
If you're having trouble with your membership and you have a corporate membership, you have an individual in your company that is basically the point person for that membership. So your first point of call, like if you need to change your phone number or whatever it might be, your first port of call would be that person. If you don't know who that person is, membership can help you find that person's name. And we have had cases where people left the company and were still the point person. So we definitely can help you fix that.
Thank you. So now we have Marie kicking off Outreach Committee.
All right. So I know one thing, or one name that's been mentioned quite a few times in this presentation is Amy Martin. And the Outreach Committee, like the Touchstones and programs and so many other influences of SWEP, is one of her brainchildren. So I have taken that under my wing. This is her little egg, and I thought maybe I could hatch it to a dinosaur. I don't know. I saw this template. I couldn't resist. Anyway. Oh, I didn't realize that it moves. That's cool. Anyway, so for the Outreach Committee, there's kind of two different legs of it, two different focuses of it. First is communication, which is a lot of the things that we have been doing. managing the website, this is something that I've been working on to update our website, both functionality and aesthetics. And then just managing the emails and putting out assembling and sending out newsletters. So if you ever have anything that you would like to share, it could be an article on one of our events. It could be an article that you read in, I don't know, like a technical or professional journal, something just pertaining to the environmental industry that might be interesting for other people to see. Even something like a poem or photographs or just something interesting. You could send that to me or to the website, and we can get that into a newsletter. I think I need to check what my schedule is for sending out the newsletter this year. But the other thing that I wanted to work on with the outreach committee is kind of the second definition of outreach, which is just community involvement. And so I thought that it makes sense for outreach to not just be about talking and reaching people. It's about essentially just giving of our time and getting more involved within our community. So I thought that would go hand in hand with some of our events, with some more volunteering events, maybe with local stream cleanups or Adopt a Highway or something like that. Then maybe even like some partnerships with nonprofits within the area. One idea I had was like, maybe helping out with like a community garden or something so that we could get our name out there. So that also tackles the community part of it. But then we're also helping within the community. And then also reaching out to different schools or science clubs or colleges just to boost involvement, especially as people go through different schooling, maybe even starting as young as high school, but just to get their involvement and help out maybe with like science fairs or something like that. And then also maybe eventually getting some updated swag or giveaways for if we're at conferences or something, or even maybe setting up a store for branded merchandise. A lot of these things with the community involvement will come later this year, but that is, I guess, the second focus. And with that, I'll turn it over to Val. Oh, wait, no, I am covering Valerie's. So DEI is, I would argue, more important now than ever. And we have a lot of great programs going on. The current committee for the DEI committee consists of Valerie Coughlin, she's the chair, Kimberly Long, Lisa Pfeiffer, and Eddie Gare. And this, they meet regularly and come up with ideas for some different events. They also, a lot of their events center around discussion. So that's something that has been really good in the past. We've had panels with other women in the workforce. That's something that came up last year. Also had a conversation on environmental justice. And then looking forward to this year, we have quite a few things going on. We have an upcoming event on redlining in Philadelphia. That'll be presented by Jill Roberts, Randy Nachman, and Nicole Levy. And then other things we're looking to do is just continue to support the DEI topics and conversations. And I know that the committee is always looking for volunteers, so please reach out to Valerie if you have any questions or if you're interested in that. And then I think at this point, I'll open it up as an open forum. If anybody has any questions, comments, or if anybody wants to volunteer for anything.
Thanks, Marie.
Hi, Marie. I have a idea for outreach. So what if, I know you said about doing the swag, what if we ask for sponsors and have like company, like it'd be, I'm gonna say, just as an example, not something that I can say can happen, but what if it was like a shirt or something that says environmental standards supports uh SWEP GP or something like that?
Maybe. I think one of the things with swag is we were thinking of like giveaways for like conferences or I conferences or conventions or something like that. So I know one thing that's been talked about as definitely not an option because everybody has a million of them is water bottles, but that's the only example I could think of right now. But I know that there's all kinds of different things and we really just haven't looked into that yet. But yeah, I also see that we can have, like, I don't know, we chat offline for sure.
One of the things that, I agree with Dwight, whatever swag, like if we were to do something to celebrate our 30th anniversary, it would require sponsorship. And of course, there would be acknowledgement of the sponsorship on whatever it is. So, yeah, I think that definitely we can, do something with swag that would support sponsorship, that would acknowledge sponsorship too. There's different kinds of swag for different kinds of needs. And I understand that, Marie, you might have been talking about, for a handout at an event or at a college or something, but yeah.
Sounds good.
Two whole minutes. Beth, if you're
Hi,
talking,
I
we
see.
can't hear
Everyone hear
you.
me all right?
What? Is there another question? Well, unless there's any other questions, and please feel free to reach out to us if something comes to mind afterwards. And please really consider getting involved in any of our committees, or if you have an idea, just reach out. Even if you're not able to participate, just the idea itself is a way to participate, which we certainly appreciate. And on behalf of the Board of Directors of SWEP of Greater Philadelphia, thank you very much for your time today. And I will, unless there are any objections, I will officially close the 2024-2025 annual meeting. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.